Hello everyone, and welcome back to Stone to Moon. Today, we are embarking on a journey into one of the most ground-shaking revelations in the history of paleoanthropology. In the year 2019, the scientific community released an announcement that defied belief: the identification of a completely unknown species of ancient human. These distinct ancestors lived on a secluded island in the Philippines tens of thousands of years ago. Researchers have named this species Homo luzonensis, and its existence has fundamentally shattered our previous timeline of human evolution and migration. In this episode, we are going to tear apart this incredible discovery. We will analyze exactly what makes this species so distinct from us, and we will discuss what its existence reveals about the tangled and diverse roots of the human family tree. Before we examine the bones, we need to understand the stage where this drama played out. Luzon Island. Luzon is the largest landmass in the Philippine archipelago, situated in Southeast Asia. In the modern era, it is a bustling hub filled with dense cities and rich biodiversity. However, if we rewind the clock 50,000 to 67,000 years, to the era when Homo luzonensis walked the earth, it was an entirely different world. Trust me, by the time this video ends, you are going to question everything you thought you knew about where we came from. Our goal for this video is 500 likes, so please hit that button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on bell notifications. Also, drop a comment with your biggest question from this video. The comment with the most likes will get a dedicated video answering it. During the Pleistocene epoch, the world was in the grip of ice ages. Massive glaciers locked up the planet's water, causing global sea levels to drop. However, geology tells us something crucial: even with lower sea levels, Luzon was never connected to the Asian mainland. It has always been an island, surrounded by deep, treacherous ocean channels. This isolation is the key to the mystery. It implies that somehow, these primitive humans possessed the ability to cross the open sea to reach this sanctuary. The specific, ground zero, for this discovery is Callao Cave, located in the Pina Blanca municipality of Cagayan province, in northern Luzon. This massive limestone cave system has been a local landmark for generations, but its true secrets remained buried in the dirt until archaeologists began a systematic investigation. While the big announcement happened in 2019, the detective story actually began much earlier. In 2007, archaeologist Dr. Armand Salvador Majas from the University of the Philippines was leading a dig inside Callao Cave. During this excavation, his team unearthed something puzzling: a single-foot bone. Specifically, a third metatarsal. Radiocarbon dating placed this bone at approximately 67,000 years old. The bone was weird. It possessed a strange mix of physical traits that didn't fit the profile of modern humans, known as Homo sapiens, but it didn't quite match other known hominins either. However, science requires rigor, and a single bone wasn't enough to claim a new species. The team needed more proof. They returned to the cave, spending years painstakingly sifting through the sediment layers. It took over a decade of patience, but in 2011 and 2015, their hard work paid off. The team recovered a treasure trove of new fossils: 7 teeth, 2 hand bones, 3 foot bones, and a partial femur, or thigh bone. These remains belonged to at least 3 distinct individuals, 2 adults and 1 child, all living during that same window of 50,000 to 67,000 years ago. What made these fragments so explosive was their anatomy. They displayed a mosaic of features. Some parts of the bones looked incredibly primitive, resembling human ancestors that had gone extinct millions of years ago. Other parts looked surprisingly modern. This unique combination convinced the experts they were looking at something science had never seen before. Finally, in April 2019, an international team led by Florent Détrait of the National Museum of Natural History in Paris, alongside Dr. Majas, published their findings in the prestigious journal Nature. They officially introduced the world to our new cousin Homo luzonensis. So, what did Homo luzonensis actually look like? The fossil record is fragmented, but it paints a fascinating picture. Based on the dimensions of the teeth and bones, scientists estimate this species was very small, likely standing only around 4 feet tall. This brings up the theory of island dwarfism, a biological phenomenon where large species trapped on islands with limited resources evolve smaller bodies over time to survive. The dental structure is baffling. The teeth are tiny, even smaller than those of modern humans, but their shape is complex. The premolars have root structures not seen in other Homo species. Even stranger, the molars have only 2 or 3 roots, a primitive trait usually found in much older ancestors, rather than the distinct 3 roots found in modern humans. The hands and feet are the most confusing parts of the skeleton. The finger bones are curved. Curved fingers are a classic sign of tree climbing adaptations, usually seen in apes or very ancient ancestors like Australopithecus. This suggests Homo luzonensis might have still spent time climbing trees, which is bizarre for a human species living relatively recently. The foot bones echo this mystery. The third metatarsal looks like it belongs to an ancient Australopithecus from millions of years ago. Yet the big toe bone indicates they walked upright on 2 legs, just like us. This discovery destroys the old, linear view of evolution, the idea that we progressed in a straight line from primitive to modern. Instead, it proves that human evolution was a messy, branching bush. Just a few years prior, scientists found Homo floresiensis, nicknamed the Hobbit, on the nearby Indonesian island of Flores. Like Homo luzonensis, the Hobbit was tiny and lived in isolation. The fact that both of these unique species existed on different Southeast Asian islands at roughly the same time proves that this region was an evolutionary laboratory. It means that 50,000 years ago, the Earth was like Middle Earth. You had Homo luzonensis on Luzon, Homo floresiensis on Flores, Homo erectus holding on in parts of Asia, the Denisovans in Siberia, and modern Homo sapiens beginning to spread across the globe. There were at least 5 distinct human species sharing the planet simultaneously. The biggest unanswered question remains, how did they get there? Since Luzon has always been surrounded by water, any human on the island had to cross the sea. For decades, we believed only modern humans had the brainpower to build boats or rafts. Homo luzonensis challenges that arrogance. Did these ancient, small-brained humans build rafts and navigate the ocean? Or was their arrival an accident? Some theories suggest a sweepstakes dispersal, where a small group might have been swept out to sea on a natural raft of vegetation during a tsunami or typhoon, eventually washing up on Luzon and surviving. Finally, where did they come from? The leading theory is that they descended from Homo erectus. We know Homo erectus left Africa nearly 2 million years ago and spread across Asia. It is possible a group of Homo erectus got stranded on Luzon and over hundreds of thousands of years of isolation evolved into this smaller, unique species. However, the primitive features of their hands and feet suggest an even wilder possibility. Perhaps they descended from an even older, unknown ancestor that left Africa before Homo erectus. The discovery of Homo luzonensis proves that the history of humanity is far more complex, diverse, and mysterious than we ever imagined. Southeast Asia holds the keys to a lost chapter of our past, and who knows what other secrets are buried in the caves of the Philippines, just waiting to be found.